Global Times, 26 October 2022. In his final remarks, the Chinese envoy advises India and China to escape the geopolitics trap and find a way to cooperate that benefits both parties. Sun Weidong, the Chinese ambassador to India for more than 3 years, announced in his farewell remarks that he would leave his position and return home. He expressed his sincere hope that the two major neighboring and emerging nations could escape the geopolitics trap and find a new path distinct from the past to live in peace and achieve win-win cooperation. The ambassador disclosed that China has streamlined the visa application process for Indian nationals traveling there and had resumed processing visa requests for those going on business, work, or family visits and those pursuing long-term education. According to Sun, more than 1,800 Indian students have received visas. Delhi is at its best in October. Families are decked up in lights to celebrate Diwali, the most fantastic festival of the year, in the cool and lovely weather. At this point, I am hesitant to quit my job and go home. I wish a joyous and prosperous Diwali to all of my Indian friends. Sun began his parting speech with these words, the Chinese embassy in India reported on Tuesday. The 20th National Congress of the Communist Party of China was recently held successfully and garnered attention on a global scale. According to Sun, China is committed to establishing a community with a shared future for humanity. It will always maintain world peace and joint development as part of its foreign policy objectives. The ambassador reflected on the 3 years since taking office in July 2019. I've welcomed President Xi Jinping to Chennai for their second casual meeting with Prime Minister Narendra Modi over the past 3 years. I have seen that the two countries' bilateral trade volume exceeds $120 billion. I was keenly aware of the overwhelming desire of the Indian people for a better life, and I could personally sense their support and hope for friendship between China and India. The ambassador noted that China-India relations also went through ups and downs throughout this time. He would like to use this occasion to express his opinions on these relations. It all starts with who we are. The two primary civilizations of China and India are historically significant agricultural nations, and farming culture is a substantial basis for each. This is hugely different from how Western civilization began. We Easterners cannot borrow the West's ideas or temperament, according to the eminent Indian poet Rabindranath Tagore. We must recognize the inherent worth we were given at birth. Second, it concerns how we came to be in this position. In actuality, ties between China and India go back more than 2,000 years, and friendly collaboration has lasted for most of that time. Thirdly, it's about where we're headed. We should strengthen collaboration that benefits both parties, make our development a chance for us and the other countries in the region, and defend the developing world's legitimate rights and interests. China and India have enduring mutual strategic interests in this direction. According to the ambassador, the three areas above illustrate China-India relations' significance and strategic nature and highlight the close relationships and shared interests between the two countries. Other large neighbors and we will eventually see each other as competitors and threats if the geopolitical theories of the West are applied to the relationship between China and India. Sun predicted that this would lead to a zero-sum game where competition and conflict would be the significant modes of interaction. We should create a new route that diverges from the past and escape the geopolitics trap. He emphasized that China and India should have the wisdom to find a way to live in peace and create win-win cooperation between the two powerful neighboring and developing nations. He said there is enough opportunity for China and India to grow together. The globe will become more stable and confident if China-India relations grow positively. He pointed out that healthy China-India relations are required by the global trend, history, and popular will. The envoy asked the two nations to translate a wide consensus on international matters into practical actions and improve communication within the framework of the United Nations, G20, BRICS, SCO and other multilateral institutions. Instead of defining China-India relations by differences, Sun advised the two sides to work to manage and resolve disagreements and seek a suitable resolution through communication and consultation. The ambassador closed his parting speech by saying, "Through combined efforts of both sides, we can put China-India relations back on the right track and support the sound and steady growth of the bilateral relations to benefit the two countries and the two peoples."